My name is Mark and I've always been a fan of train travel. There's something romantic and nostalgic about the rhythm of the tracks and the gentle sway of the cars. But an experience I had in the fall of 2013 changed my perspective on trains forever. I was traveling through Eastern Europe, making my way to a small, remote village in Romania. The journey was long, and as night fell, the landscape outside turned into a blur of shadows and mist. I boarded the train, finding my seat in an old, dimly lit carriage. The atmosphere was eerie, but I was too tired to care. As the train chugged along, I settled into my seat and began to doze off. The few other passengers seemed equally weary, lost in their own thoughts. I was jolted awake by a sudden, jarring stop. The train came to a halt in the middle of nowhere, surrounded by dense, foggy woods. Confused, I peered out the window but saw nothing but darkness. The conductor made an announcement in Romanian, which I didn't understand. The other passengers remained calm, so I assumed it was a routine stop. I decided to stretch my legs and stepped out into the narrow corridor. That's when I noticed something odd. The carriage was much longer than I remembered, stretching endlessly into the darkness. Each compartment I passed was empty, despite the train being full just moments ago. A chill ran down my spine as I continued walking, my footsteps echoing in the eerie silence. I reached the end of the carriage, expecting to find a door leading to the next car, but there was none. Instead, I was met with a dead end, the walls covered in strange, unsettling symbols. My heart pounded as I realized I was alone. Suddenly, the lights flickered and the train lurched forward. I stumbled, catching myself on the wall. The symbols seemed to glow, casting an eerie light. I turned to make my way back to my seat, but the corridor had changed. It was now lined with doors, each one slightly ajar, revealing glimpses of horrifying scenes. Through one door, I saw a figure hunched over, gnawing on something unidentifiable. Another door showed a room filled with blood-stained walls and broken furniture. My mind reeled with fear and confusion. I tried to run, but the corridor seemed to stretch on forever, the doors multiplying with each step. I finally reached my compartment, slamming the door behind me. The other passengers were gone, their seats empty. Panic set in as the train sped through the night, the windows revealing a landscape of twisted trees and desolate fields. Desperate, I searched for any sign of life, but the train was empty. My phone had no signal and the intercom was silent. I felt a growing sense of dread as I realized I was trapped on this nightmare train. Hours passed, or maybe it was days, I couldn't tell. The train never stopped, the landscape outside growing more surreal and nightmarish. My mind began to unravel, unable to comprehend the horrors I had witnessed. I saw shadowy figures lurking in the corners, whispering my name, taunting me. Finally, the train came to a halt. I stumbled out, finding myself in an abandoned station, the tracks leading into a dense, foreboding forest. There was no sign of the train or its passengers. I wandered through the station, disoriented and terrified,